Hi everybody and welcome to the Hoarder Board channel. My name is Edgar and we're continuing our videos of our holiday bias guides for this Christmas of 2024. And we are continuing with our family games. Look at these people. They're having fun. You see a Christmas tree, but above, maybe they're not having fun because there's the Grinch. I found that photo, I really loved it. They're way too depressed, I think, because of the waiting time. I think the Grinch has AP. I know a few of my friends do. I'm talking about you. I'm not saying names, but it's still fun to play with them, unless they go into AP mode. This list is going to be games that I feel fit into the family genre. There are different types of weights into. There's some light. There's some different also categories within this category, um, and I was gonna say they're all about the weight of 2.00 on BGG. I think one does stand out a little bit, so there's a bit for everybody. So without further ado, these are games for families. So if you have a family of some sort, even your friends can be your family. If you have like people that don't play uh, too many of those heavy board games, and you sometimes pick out a lighter game, and that's your game to play once a week or twice a week, or these type of games that are more in the medium light family weight category, then this is for you or your family, your friend group that you consider your family. Great with people of all ages because that's important as a family game. So let's get to it. And of course, I will have these are going to be six of them. I'm going to have my seventh be a game that I would like someone to give to me. So um, let's get to it. So my first game is going to be Art Society, and it's a game that I have. This is a game, and not all the games are specifically from this year. So I pick games that I think they're fun that I have played. Uh, and this is a game that I got this year. It's a game from last year. It's called Art Society. Oops. And it's a game, and you see all these beautiful art. So you're gonna have these boards, um, where you're gonna every player is gonna have a player board, and that's gonna be your wall and your art connoisseurs, and you're trying to put these pictures up by putting uh, different paintings of different types together, but with the same frame. If you put the same frame together, you get these pieces to fill in the gaps, and it's a game from 2 to 4 players. I totally forgot about this one. 30 to 60 minutes, ages 10 and up, and 1.80 on the weight scale. And it's a game from Mighty Boards from Martin Wallace. So can have like a picture. So actually, the box before I go to it. Oh, the box is like this. So you get all these pieces. You have to punch them out. You put them here, and basically it's almost ready to go. You just give a few pieces to people. Um, like you give these bidding cards, and you put these things on the table, and you make a pool of these filler pieces. So let me just check. Oh, this is like one of the boards. It's already completely full. So you're gonna start with a board. Can I? Is there a board that is not completely filled? Um, oh, this one's completely filled. But this one has this part here that is empty. So you see these grids. So if I have this painting, you start with a painting like on this side, on one of the two spaces here. I think here or here, and they have different colors. So you see blue, you see red, you see light, you see green, and the first player will decide how many pieces you're gonna take them from the box without looking at them, putting them face down below the little number thingies to note their value, because that's important. Their value is only the value of the paintings will only go up if the painting that is not drafted uh, is a certain value, and it goes to the side of a board where the points are. So I will, as a first player, I will take a few of these, matching the number of players plus one, and then I will pick them from here, different numbers and sizes, like uh, ones that are more wide, and some are more high, some are like very big, and then you flip them over. And with these bidding cards, you see here like a 20, you're gonna, um, at a certain point, you're gonna start bidding. Um, Maybe you start with a blue, and you don't want any blues touching the other blues, so because at the end of the game, these will not score. If this blue was touching another blue, both of the blues will not score. If it was touching another blue, all three of them will not score. So you want to try have different uh, um, uh, colors of paintings uh, next to different other colors. But the thing is, you also want to have the same frame. So if you have the same frame touching it, if it's touching one, you will get a one of these philistines with a one, which will give you 1 point because it has like one of these shields. If it touches two, for example, I played this one, and then afterwards I played this one, it's touching two, so I will get a two. There's a two here in the corner. Um, and these will also give you more points, and it gets you to fill up gaps, which is important because the first person to fill up the whole board towards the end of the game gets 5 extra points. And all the tiles that are not drafted, so there's always one left, so the last player has to pick between two, um, will, so here you put the different values, so you know what values they are, because it's only on the back. And let me see if I, so you have these bidding cards. As soon as you as soon as you play a bidding card, it's out. But bidding cards that are out can be tiebreaks. So if two people bid the 14, and the last one you played is higher than the other person that you're tied with that you played, then you go first in picking those tiles. And let me see. So this is like the starting one. So someone started here. I think the two starting things here, you have to touch at least one of them, and then you can begin. These are minus points at the edge, and there's like this character that can hold a painting for you. So if you don't want to put it right now, you can put it later. So if it has the same color, you can put it here and later put it out. And let me see if I can see the board with the values, because that's important. Because as soon as the tile that is not being picked goes to one of the side of the boards, or one of the sides of the colors, then that value will go up. And the one that goes up the most is the one that scores the most. And then you also have this line, like the line that you look at the shelves, like in the supermarket, because the supermarkets put everything on the same height so that you look at it and buy it. So that line also gives you points for a certain, for the highest value type of painting. So if the highest is blue, then the blue will also score for that part of your board. And you're trying to not spend like all your highest bidding cards, because once they're out, they're out. I think the highest is like 20 or 25. And if you really want that painting, then by all means play the 20 or the 25. But then you don't have it for the next round. It's a very cool game, very approachable, good for people that like a spatial puzzle on the board. Great game, Art Society. The next game is a game that is a re-implementation of a game called Survive. This is Survive the Island. Survive was an older game from back in the day. Can't remember which. It's kind of like an older game, and then they rebranded Survive the Islands. It's basically the same game. I don't know the differences, because the thing is, there are some extra things, a little bit more. The art is a little bit more beautiful. There's these wooden pieces that are amazing. It's from 2 to 5 players, 45 minutes, age 8 and up, and weight of 1.45. I think I will buy this one because this one is like, because people say like, hey, let's have a Monopoly in your thing. If the people that still play Monopoly and they have their favorite Monopoly, they buy one Monopoly and then maybe they buy Monopoly Star Wars or something like that. Or this is like a tried and true game. I think everybody will love it. It's so broad. I think everyone will get it. It's from Zygomatic. I will try to get it. Like, I haven't seen the inside of the box. So here you have it. You have these boats. You have these tiles. On the back of the tiles there are abilities that you can have, and you have your little characters, and the characters have values on the bottom. You can look at your characters before you play them, but as soon as they're on the board, you cannot look at them anymore. So you go back and forth, placing it on the island. The island is randomized by placing tiles, and I don't know if there are presets or not. I played this at Essen this year, and the older one, it's been a while since I played it. There's these monsters that you can put out on the board. I think only the snakes start at the corners, and you have this dice. And for example, this is like one of the starting. So you start with a few of these snake monsters, and the tiles have a height to it. So you have the sand, you have the fort, and then you have the rock. So as soon as all the board is made, you're gonna put your meeples one at a time. You can put them anywhere. You can put them in the middle of the island. You can put them on the coast. But as soon as the game starts, the first player is gonna choose. Is gonna do, I think, 2 actions, and you can. The first thing that you have to do is take a piece out of the island because the island is sinking. So if I take, you start with the sand pieces first, then you start with the forest pieces, and then the mountain pieces. As soon as I think 3 or 4 volcanoes are out, then the game ends. Or I think if everybody reaches these corners, you see here some piers, some spots here, some other like mainland spots, if I may say so, where besides the snakes. So the thing is, you're also gonna put out these boats, and the boats have like 3 different spaces, 3 different passengers can be on a boat. And the thing is, you can move, you can. I think you have like a few movement spots. You can move a boat, you can move a character. The boat. You try to get the boats here. As soon as you go on the boat, you can actually leave and leave people behind. But you're also leaving your people behind because the person, if more people are on the boat, I think the person that I know for sure that the person that has majority steers the boat. The majority wins. I don't know what happens if you're playing with 3 people and there's one of each on the boat, because only 3 people can be on the boat. I think it's the one that entered first, but I haven't played it with 3. I played it with 3 in the past, but at Essen I played it with a friend of mine, and I forgot if I barely won or not. And the thing is, if you reach one of those piers, you can even get out as a movement. But what happens if at the beginning you always take like a towel, but it can be that if you take a towel from where someone else is, another meeple is on, they will fall into the water. And if they fall into the water, they're not dead, but they can swim, but they only move one. But I think the boat can move 2, so the boat's a bit faster. And you're trying to get to these safe spots on the corner. But the thing is, if you take a towel, you have to flip it over. It can be that you have a power that you can maybe do extra movement and stuff like that. You can maybe have these Godzilla type creatures that are depicted here, and then you put them on the board and they can move. And sometimes there can be sharks. Sharks eat people in the water, so in the boat they're safe, but there's some monsters that destroy boats, so if the boat is destroyed, people fall in the water. This is a very cool game. You can mess with other people, but you also want to try to save your own meeples. And that is a big overview of Survive the Island. Uh, there's some more pictures. This is like, there's also a little expansion for Halloween. Not for Halloween, for Valentine's Day. Oh, I want some pictures. Oh, so here's set up. Think this was at Essen, I think. And the thing is, oh yeah, I have this meeple, by the way. Ah, where did I put it? I think it's somewhere. I know where it is. I should have bought it. And this is like the shark. Um, so, this one can go on land as well. So, I see this was at Essen, I think. Yeah. So the thing is, the person that has the most points, because the value on the bottom is the most points, that person wins. So that is Survive the Island. The next game on my list, I'm gonna put two games in here because they're basically the same. They're a little bit different. Is Ice School and Ice School 2. They're separate games. Ice School 2 is like also an expansion for Ice School, but you can put them together to make a bigger game. So if Ice School is a hit, you can buy Ice School 2. There's some new modes. And Ice School is from Brain Games, 2 to 4 players, 30 minutes, 8 to 6 and up, weight 1.06. And Ice School is a game where you put, there's like the box and the box and box, and you take them all out and you put them together, putting these fishes. They put these colorless fish to keep them together. This also looks like Essen. I think I played like on a table like this the first time. This was years ago. And then you have these penguins, and these are penguins that are in class. So this is a school. And you try to go to get them through the doors. I think they have to be in order, the doors. Yeah, there's some numbers. And once you go to the door, you get a fish. And you can get some fish cards. And you go around and you can flick them. You can make them go around the corner if you flick it in a certain way, because they have rounded bottoms of these meeples, which are the penguins. And yeah, it's a very fun game for families. Kids love it. And it's, was this Essen? Not sure. No. I was trying to look if this is Essen. So it comes in this, it's not really a large box. It's more like, yeah, it's just a normal size box times maybe 1.5 times box. So it's one of those boxes where everything just fits in. So you see some of the kids here playing. And the thing is, you can also get caught. If you get caught by, there's a person that's going to be the hall monitor. So that goes around as well. Oh, someone painted these. Or these are, I think someone painted these. Now this is the Spanish version. It's a very cool game. And if you look at Ice School 2, so you have some tasks on point cards, because the fish that you get are points. Fish moving power on 2-point cards. And you can combine the two Ice School sets from multiple new layouts. A new game called the Race, so you can race around. And games playable up to 8 players. And you can create your own new layout. So I can show you the Ice School 2. So here's like a very big, all of the boards together from Ice School 1 and 2, which is the Spanish. I think this is like a costume. So these are the points for some fish. Oh, these are now plastic. I think they were wood in the normal game. So this is how you get all of the content from 1 and 2 together in different configurations, how you want it. Oh, for example, this, or this, or this. So that is Ice School. Ice School 2 is also from the same publisher. And that is my third game. My fourth game is Sheriff of Nottingham, especially the second edition. I played one, but I don't know the difference. Well, I know the difference now, but I can't remember which one I played, to be honest. Um, so this is a game where from Simon. Now it's from Simon Global Limited. I think it was from another publisher before. Um, and it's from 3 to 6 players, 60 minutes, ages 14 and up, and a weight of 1.73 on the BGG scale. So this is like what comes in the box. So in a few rounds, you're gonna have these bags. You're gonna get some cards from different stacks. I think they got away with the different stacks because I think I played one with two different stacks. Not sure. Can't remember why that was, to be honest. I found it weird. I think this is one from. Uh, and the thing is, you're trying to get into the castle by putting goods into the bag, but you can lie about it. And the thing is, you can put some illegal goods, which are red goods, with the green goods, and you can say, "Hey, I have 4 apples, and maybe one of the apples is not an apple." So maybe it's a chicken, an illegal chicken that is worth like 3 points or something like that. And you go around. Everybody's going to be the sheriff at least once or twice, and you're trying to gather as much of those provisions as you want. I think there's also a majority. If you get a majority more than other people of like apples or chickens or something like that, that's why you want those illegal goods because they're worth more. Then uh, then you also win points, and the money that you get is points. And the thing is, if the sheriff calls you out and wants to look into your bag and you tell the truth, they have to give you coins. And so on. Then the sheriff can decline it, like, oh, I already searched one person, and there are the two that I think telling that are telling the truth, and I think everybody's telling the truth, and I already um, uh, said one person is lying, and I already lost some coins because you have to give them coins. And maybe I'll stop here, and then the round stops. And the thing is, everybody can defend themselves. You go one by one as a sheriff, and you can make up stories like why you have 5 chickens in your bag. Like, hey, that's suspicious. 5 chickens. How do you get so many chickens? And you can make up a whole story why you want to give chickens to the people inside of the walls of the castle. It's such a fun game. I can actually really recommend this one for families. And if you're not good at lying, you just tell the truth. These are different characters. It's just for turn order. Um, I think this is for the majority. I think 10, 20, 15, and 15 points, I think. There's bread and butter and or cheese, I guess, and apples and chickens. And I think there's some extra characters in the second edition. I don't like the bags that much. Uh, the thing is, if you can get a little bit, I don't know if they made the bags bigger, but the bags are very. The cards fit in there, but to get them out is kind of fiddly. That's the only thing that you have to be content of. It's good for children's hands, but not specifically for adults. For example, here, I think these are the illegal goods. I think they were supposed to be red. These are the illegal goods. Um, And the thing is, even if you have an illegal chicken and you say you have 3 chickens and 2 of them are legal and one of them is illegal, you still are lying about it because, hey, we don't some illegal chickens. We want a certain type of chicken and not those illegal chickens. So be aware of that. So, and that's these cards. Oh, was that in English? So here, during the expansion, the first merchant to reveal and discard 3 peppers. Cards successfully smuggled into Nottingham may collect this card. I haven't played with this one. I haven't played with the second edition. If this is in the second edition, so it says here contains. Let me see. It includes some updated rules as well as expansions such as a 6 merchants, black market, and sheriff deputy. So then you have everything. Why not? You can play the basic version a few times and then add those stuff in later. and that is my number one, two, three, four, Sheriff of Nottingham. My fifth game is Nekojima. A friend of mine has this game, and this is a dexterity type game. So we had like more of a party game in Sheriff of Nottingham. We have Ice School, which is also like a dexterity. We have Survive the Island, Art Society. This is a different beast. Nekojima is from Unfriendly Games. 1 to 5 players, 15 to 30 minutes, age 7 and up. Weighs is about 1.04. And in this game, you're gonna roll dice for yourself, and you're gonna try to build this cat tower in Nekojima. These are like electric poles, and you're gonna put the cubes in here for the levels. You're trying to reach level 8. I think this is an expansion. Maybe it was level 7, but I can't remember the level 8. Maybe this is added in the expansion. I don't know. There's an expansion by the way. But you don't need it to have fun with this one, because this one is, for example, if these are the two dice, you have to put, and it is also take a thing out of the a cube out of a bag, and if it's blue, you have to put in a blue wire. So the blues, and you have to put in these two spaces. So this is that is a big zoom in. So you see here that this is a green and a blue. So it has to be one of them has to you have to put one of the poles with these ropes, which are electric wires. You have to put one on green and one on blue. You can put them on the base. You can also put them stacking up on other towers. The only thing is the ropes cannot go out of the circle, and they cannot touch each other. They also cannot touch the poles. Also, some dice will have these cats suddenly jumping up and messing things up for you. Then you have to put these cats, you have to grab a cat and put them on the wire. The thing is, the cat cannot touch another wire because it's like, and I like it going, so, and they can knock stuff over. So you're trying to, there's some different modes I think in the game. There's a cooperative mode. Which is the most fun. You go like, hey, you're cheering people on. You're trying to not touch the table so that it doesn't implode on itself. So yeah, and you can go as high as you like. To be honest, you can even put one on another pillar and one on the ground if you want to. And the thing is that the ropes cannot touch another rope, of course. And this is such a nice game. I really like this game. I really want to buy it for myself. A friend of mine has it, and yeah, it's a very very nice game. Very nice production. Sturdy rope and wooden components. This is actually a no brainer if you want a dexterity games together with Ice School. It's very cool. But not as cool as Ice School. But it's maybe even cooler because it has cats for some people. And my last pick is gonna be Cities. This is one that is a right on the edge because I try to pick games that is 2 or below. The one that people have to guess. I try to guess the one that I want as a Christmas present. It's a little bit higher, but it's still in the family game range. But this is Cities from De Veer. And De Veer is knocking it out of the park. So De Veer has this. This is a very light game from De Veer. They had a few games that were a little bit more heavy. They have some card games that are light. So they have, I think, they have something for everybody. They don't have this dexterity games, but for like game night, they have a lot of cool games, and Cities is one of them. 2 to 4 players, 30 to 40 minutes, ages 10 up, and weighs about 2. It came out this year. I didn't get it at Essen, but I was planning to get it later anyway. And I hope maybe to get it soon. I promised myself I wouldn't buy any more games because I just bought Civolution. But this is a game that I really want to play. So it's a city building game. You are you're choosing one of the cities. Every city scores differently. So in the you have so you put the city here on the top. So those are the scoring, the three types of scoring that that city has. For example, that is Barcelona. Um, can you spot? Can you spot the cities? You can pause it and you can spot the cities. And there's a Portuguese city in there as well. So yeah, I think you have Lisbon here. Uh, you have New York. I think one of them is Buenos Aires. One of them is Sydney. This is Barcelona. This is this is Rio de Janeiro. Yes, and I think I'm missing one. Okay, but I digress. There's a few cities, so no, it will not. Let me see if I can get a better angle. No, I don't. I think I go back to the first one. So, it's like a drafting game. You have a few rounds. Depending on the players, you're going to draft one of each type of thing on the board. If you're playing with two people, you can draft two of the same type. So you're going to get two of one type, two of another type, and the types are different. Is you're going to make a grid of the city, and oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, I'm messing this up. So here you have the different spots where you can go. On the top spot, you can get a scoring card for yourself. On the middle spot, because there are three open and one is blind, so you don't know what it is. I think one is blind. Um, on this part here, you can get tiles. The tiles have different colors of buildings that you can put out. They have water and they have some grass on them. Here you can get different type of visual things for your city. You can get boats you can put on the water. You can have things to put on the grass and so on. Some of them even have like things to put extra buildings. You can put it on the grass and suddenly it's like a gray spot where you can put a building. And then on the bottom there are different types of buildings. But the thing is, as soon as someone goes there, this is empty. So it's like, should I go for buildings first? Because you start with a tile. And then you're gonna make a grid. It's gonna be 3 by 3 in tiles, and every tile has 4 spots. It's a grid of 4 on a tile. And so, for example, you want to have maybe one of the points is you have to have these buildings. You can actually stack them up to make towers, and maybe you want one that is for every blue that is 4 high. You're gonna get some points. Maybe you want one of each to get some points. Maybe you want a lot of water together that makes points, and that's with the city that also scores differently. Every city scores differently. It's a very cool game. It's a spatial puzzle, but also like, hey, should I go for this first before someone else gets it? But then I will not get the thing that I have there. But hey, I need the tiles first to put out the buildings, so I'm gonna get the tiles, and someone like, whoops, your buildings that were ideal for that tile away from you. You can always get things from the bag, I think from here. And here you can get the star, and you're gonna be first player, but here you will get only 1 or 2 pieces, but randomly from the bag. So it can be that you cannot even place them. Is it worth it? Maybe you have one of every color already on your board, so you're gonna mitigate that risk of getting something that you cannot put out. That is cities, and for the game that I hope Santa's watching is a game that is just above the 2, and I think I was actually debating on which one to put, but there was this game that I think if someone that knows that knows one of the countries that I really want to visit, um, will go like, yeah, this is a game for Edgar, and that is Let's Go to Japan. So Let's Go to Japan. I know a little bit about it, but it's from Aldrich Entertainment Group from AEG. 1 to 4 players, 45 to 60 minutes, ages 10, and the weight is 2.12. You are this is a fun story. This was actually made by a person that want to go to Japan, and suddenly COVID hit and he could not go anymore. So he made a game about his trip that he was going to make, and this is the result. It got picked up by AEG, and I like these kind of stories. It just warms my heart. Um, so you're a traveler planning, then experiencing your own dream vacation to Japan. So you have these cards, and you can put them. You're gonna put these things that you want to visit in certain spots of your planner on the bottom of your board, and you want to maximize them so that you don't have to travel that much. You have some train tickets you can use to go from one space to the other, and you can put them on the card to go faster, so that you don't like miss out on certain stuff. That's what I got from the description. Um, it's 13 rounds. You draw activity cards. It's also illustrated by Japan-based artists, and you have to place them specifically in their week-long itinerary. Um, yeah, you have to bounce between Tokyo and Kyoto to optimize activities, uh, to maximize your experience with balancing your resources. Uh, and the final round, you go on the planned trip, activating each of your cards in order along the way. So it looks really cool. Well, this is not the main board, but the cards look awesome. They have certain points per cat. There's some cats here. I think you get points for that. You can take a cooking class. I'm not gonna pronounce it one. I think people will be upset with me. And I think there's also like a drafting element. That's what I see now. But this is just like a game that is like, I really want this game, to be honest. You visit the Rescue Cat Cafe and so on, and you put them in this week planner. You're drafting these cards. Oh, wait a minute. A friend of mine has this. She got it at Essen, but I haven't seen her for a while. Maybe I will ask her to bring it to the next convention. We want to play this game. So you have these tickets, so you can go a little bit faster to between spots, I guess. And yeah, that is the list, you guys. Let's go to Japan. Uh, on my radar. There's so many games on my radar, but I hope you guys have some idea what to give to your families. If there's nothing here that suits your fancy, well, I certainly hope it does. But hey, tastes different. Tastes are different. Tastes may differ. They are different, but they may differ. Check out other channels like the Dice Tower, maybe Rado. There are a lot of channels out there. So big shout out for you guys that are watching my channel. Like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Um, and put in your comments which of the games you would like to play. And are there any games on your list that you want to add to this list? If you would make this list. And for now, I'll bid you a farewell and a good day, and I hope you have a great, great, great Christmas. Bye.